So now I'd met this woman on the internet. She lived in the Philippines, I live in America. It's like we both knew we really loved each other, but we hadn't even ever met face to face yet. Cutting the sarcasm of my wife's interview I made the other day, I really want to paint a picture of the experience. Here I am planning a trip to the Philippines to meet this beautiful young lady I met on the internet site called Single Sea. I've been a paraplegic for over 20 years, and a 10-hour flight to Japan followed by a 4-hour flight to Manila to see someone I've only known for 3 months and relying totally on her for lining up accommodations for me to stay 7,000 miles away was adventure, more like crazy. I remember telling my plans to my brother, and his reply to me was highly likely I would find my demise chasing this dream. We had spent countless hours writing and talking on the computer, able to see each other's face on our monitors as we shared our dreams and faith. I played my guitar and sang her a song I had written, and this is when she decided she loved me. The tickets were bought and bags were packed, and my roommate agreed to take me to the airport. I had saved for 8 months to be able to make a trip, and now I had a friend a third of the way around the world who had arranged a condominium for me to stay in, and I was on my way to the biggest adventure I had ever bitten off. Would my brother's prediction come true, or would I find a wife that would make the rest of my life an adventure wherever we were together? Well, I made those flights and moved my 2 huge suitcases into that condominium. Her brother drove her and her cousins to the airport to pick me up and drove me to my new home of 2 months in an area near to her and her family. It was late at night. I was left alone in a place I had never been and fell into a deep sleep. I felt safe in my bed and had a feeling of true adventure mixed with fear, but I felt very alive. The next day she brought me food. I slept most of the day away, and so I was very hungry by the time she got there. As I ate the rice and meat she bought me, I began to realize how real all this was. But she was working full-time and came every day to see me after work, but the first few days I was there I spent alone. Then things got interesting. I rolled around the neighborhood in my wheelchair every day, exploring and marveling where I had come, and realized just how far away from home I was. I was totally amazed at how friendly people were to me. I stuck out like a sore thumb. People called me Joe. I'm an American, and I guess they thought I was a wounded GI in a wheelchair. You know, G.I. Joe. So at this point, I had been there 3 or 4 days, and I was beginning to get over the culture shock. I found a new way to get further out in my adventures. I couldn't get on and off the tricycles or jeepneys that most people used to get around, but I could load myself in and out of taxi cabs, and I could go wherever I want. It was affordable, and I had a ticket to go. Now I had a new home. I was 7,000 miles away from home. I had a way to get around. I had a way to live. I had a place to live. I could take care of myself there, and now the adventure would really begin. I hope you'll stick with me. I'm going to try to show you the rest of what happens. Thanks for coming along.